Alright, hello guys, welcome back to this channel. This is CAC speaking. In today's video, we're going to be talking about struck off company. There are some companies, they are currently not active, that is, they are inactive. And aside from being active, they are no longer showing on the CAC portal. They have been struck off from the CAC portal and they can no longer be used for business. Now, we've seen many situations like this in the past or even currently now, and there's a reason why CAC will actually strike off your company. And before I start this video with how you can bring yourself out of the struck off status to the inactive status and then to the active status, I'm going to be walking you through the reason why this actually happened, because most times it is important to know why something happens, so that even when you are able to salvage yourself, right, from it, you will know what has caused the issue, and you know how to avoid it from happening next time, right? So one of the first things I'll be discussing today in today's video is the fact that striking off a company can happen in two different ways. The first way is that it can be done by a company. So I can decide to say, I'll tell CAC, I don't want my company to be a legal entity anymore, and I just want to strike it off. I want to remove it from the company registration. It's no longer an entity anymore. So don't forget that you registering a company makes the company to exist as a legal entity, right? So if your company is a legal entity, then it simply means that it can sue people and people can sue it. But even if your company is inactive, it can still sue people and people can still sue it. But once your company gets to the status of struck off, it is no longer a legal entity at all. The company no longer has any legal identity as it were before now, right? So that means that the business can no longer trade, the business cannot sue anybody, the business cannot be sued, and the bank account must be frozen. Or most of the cases, the bank account would have been frozen and you no longer be able to make transaction with the bank account connected to it. So why does the company become struck off? Now, one of the major reasons is because you have failed to file your annual return for so many years. And you see that most companies that are being struck off, they are company who has the annual return is more than 10 years and above. Once you are owing annual return for more than 10 years, your company will be removed from the CAC. Or if you are being dormant or non-operational in status, then your company will be struck off. Or on application by the company itself. So voluntarily you can decide for your striking off process, right? Or if there's a regulatory non-compliance, if you are not complying to regulations, you have an invalid address, they verify your address but your address is invalid, your directors, they are inactive, your shareholders, they are inactive, you don't have the normal shares in the company. So it's not only because of annual return that will make a company inactive. Or these are the other reasons I've given you, right? Why a company can be inactive. Now, look at this company that I'm going to be sharing on my screen right now. You see that these companies, for instance, they have been registered for a very long period of time. And those companies, let's look at this one now. This is Paramount Chemist Limited. Paramount Chemist Limited. You see that it was registered. Okay, let's search for this Paramount Chemist Limited very quickly. Paramount Chemist Limited. Let's quickly search for this very quickly. Paramount Chemist Limited. Paramount Chemist. Okay, so let's search for this and let me show you. Okay, this company, is it, let's see, maybe it has been reinstated. Let's search from here. Search. So this is where you will know the actual status of the company now. Okay, let's allow it to load up very quickly. So I'm going to search for the company right now. Search. You see that it's still currently struck off. It was registered in 1991. Right now it's currently struck off from the CAC. You will see that now. I think I've opened the fact that I want to do as if I want to file an return for this company. This is a public information. This information is available to the public, so I'm not sharing any personal details. So once you click on proceed to dashboard, you will see that it will bring you to the dashboard of the company. But this is what you are going to be seeing for any company that is currently struck off. This is how you are going to be seeing voluntary striking off. That means it was done voluntarily. Do you see that? And if it is done involuntarily, you'll be seeing on the screen involuntary striking off, right? So whatever the case is, you will be seeing it there. Now you see that start voluntary striking off filing. Once you click on strike filing, this is the error you'll be getting. So that means on this dashboard you cannot do anything. On this particular dashboard, there's nothing you can do to reinstate the company. This is I will now walk you through the actual processes that you now have to go through to get the company active, right? So let me start. So here are the procedures that you are going to be taking to carry out your reinstatement of the company. That's after you have checked and you have confirmed that the company is actually inactive. These are the procedures you are going to be taking to get the company active. The first thing is that carry your paper and write, right? So that you can relate this to your client, or if you are the one in question. The first thing you need to do is to make sure that you get a court order. The court order most times would require you to pay a lawyer to help you process the court order. The court order is supposed to help you make the company become a legal entity. So there will be a sitting and everything, and then they will carry out an order, and you have a signed order. They are going to be uploading to the CAC. Now there are two things from my research. The first one is that affidavit might not be able to work for this. Do you understand? But you can try affidavit first. But what works perfectly, and from my research, is that you would need a court order. That court order will state, once you get to the court, high court. Once you get to the high court and you present the matter, okay, my company has been struck off from CAC, I would like it to be reinstated. They know what to do. They'll give you a draft, stamped letter and everything. That is what you'll be presenting to the CAC now. So after you have done that, you have gotten your court order. The next thing you want to do is to go ahead and document all the current documents that you have for the company. So if you have your certificate, you put it together. If you have your status report, you put it together. If you have your MIMAT for the company, you put it together. Whatsoever you have for the company, you put everything together in one file and you send to the CAC, the Corporate Affairs Commission. When the Corporate Affairs Commission gets the document, what they will be doing is that they will go through the document and validate the authenticity of your court order. That means don't forget your court order is there, the document and everything. And after they have gone through it with that, then there's an amount of money you have to pay. Do you understand? You don't pay the money until after you have sent the document, before any payment can be made, right? So you do this through accredited agent. All this, if you are not in Abuja, you might not be able to do it, right? So you can reach out to me for all these particular processes. Court order, depending on the lawyer that's going to be processing it. If you can do it for your end, no problem. So we'll reach out to a lawyer, get the court order processed. Once that is done, then we'll go ahead and pack all the documents with all the CAC documents you are going to be presenting to us, and take it to the CAC office and present it to them that this company has been struck off from their portal and want this company to be reinstated. Once that is done, then there's an amount of money we are going to be paying. I am not certain as at the point of making this video, but the amount of money is about 30 to 50,000 naira you'll be paying to the CAC directly. Once this amount of money is paid to the CAC, right, then you would wait for CAC to attend to the activation of the company. Now, once the company is now reinstated, now after they are done, you will now see that the company is no longer struck off. The company is now inactive. Do you understand? So the company has stepped down from struck off. Now it is now inactive. When it is inactive, at that point, it simply means that you can now carry out annual return filing for the company. Before now, you actually need to carry out annual return filing first before you go ahead with the court order and everything, before you activate the company. But right now, you need the court order first, and then you combine the documents, submit to the CAC, pay an amount of money, get it inactive, or you understand, get it brought back to life. Do you understand? After it's back to life, then you can now carry out the annual return filing for the pending years. So the client must be ready to pay for these processes. Once the company has been inactivated and annual return has been filed for all the years paid, then the company will now be made active. And from there henceforth, you can now proceed with every other thing you want to do. So these are the different processes that you need to carry out. And you must make sure that you also carry out an update of the company. Update in the sense that sometimes the company will not be showing on the portal. Do you understand? The company will not be the company details. That means secretary's details, the trustee details, the shareholder details. Some of that detail might not be updated. So as at that point, I would advise you to also make sure that you do what? You update those details when you are carrying out the annual return filing. So these are just the processes. So if I list all the documents you need an application letter. Don't forget, the application letter is what you are submitting together with the CAC document and the other court affidavit, high court or court order that you are submitting. Then you need proof of payment. Proof of payment of the outstanding annual return is not yet necessary because you can't file annual return as at this time. After that, then you need a board resolution letter which will be prepared by us, and then you need a valid means of identification. Don't forget, you need an identification of all the trustee members, or that's for incorporated trustee, for directors, for company, for proprietor, for business name, and all the CAC document that you have. I believe you understand what I'm trying. So this video, I believe it has helped you out to be able to carry out activation of your company within the shortest period of time right now. So thank you very much. This is Akingbola Ezekiel speaking. I'll see you in the next video. So if you need my help with getting your stock of company active, all you need to do is send me a DM. I'll be dropping my WhatsApp link down below. Send me a DM right now, or drop a comment in the comment section below, and I will respond to you, and we'll see how we can get to work for you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.